Hey besties, great, okay, so now I get to find that. So when we left off, I had this like sun tapestry kind of like up to maybe here done, and then I frogged it. This is, I think, a different, no, this, I don't know, I got all this like yarn back, starting with a new white, because I ran out of white yarn, and then when I got a new one, it was like slightly off, so I'm starting over. And I want to use a different like skein of this too, with like slightly different colors as well, or maybe, I don't know, I think the one I want to use is on the couch. So after my video yesterday where I said I was gonna frog it, well actually I was, in the video I was frogging it most of the time, but I still had a little bit to go, so I'm like, I'm gonna finish this. Well, like, and then I had another thing that I was frogging too, and so like I went out to the couch to like get comfortable. And I was watching Superstore, frogging it, like rolling up the yarn. My cat was playing with it while I was like, I had one that was like blue and white like this, like one big cat. And so I was like taking that apart, and I was rolling up the white, and then he would play with the blue, and then I'd roll up the blue and he'd play with the white. He's so fun. But yeah, so that was exciting. And then like I think I just finished, and then like my head was hurting. No, I was watching Superstore for a while, and then I started feeling really nauseous. I was like, oh god, here we go, because I get migraines, and then I always end up throwing up a lot, and it's just like really horrible. So yeah, that became like a whole thing, and I puked like, and oh my god, sorry, this is a little gross, but like we had chili for dinner, and so it was like really nasty, and it was just like a whole thing. And so then yeah, like my dad came home, and I was like sleeping, and he was like, hey, like, where are the cats here? Are the cats fed? I was like, no, I was throwing up, sorry. Might be, I don't know where they are. So yeah, now it's the next morning. I made some tea. It's like almost noon probably, I don't know, I slept in, I wasn't feeling well, so but I can't stay away from these daily videos, so you can't keep me down. But yeah, so I basically just made the chain of 100 because it's a 25 by 25 grid, and I wanted to make it like big enough that this is like 60 stitches. This is a smaller yarn, but I'm like, so this is like 16 in the same size yarn, so I'm like, I want it to be pretty big. Like 25 would probably just be like that, this way, that big. I don't know. So I was like, I want this to be really big. I want it to cover like the whole area behind me. So like I'm gonna just like quadruple it. And that makes it really easy too. Not like really easy, but like you're always gonna be on either like whatever side you make, the like right side or wrong side, because like when you're changing colors you do it differently based on like whether you're on the right side or the wrong side, because sometimes you can see the like it just looks a little bit different. So you might have like a little white part sticking out in the blue or something, like in the cat example, if you do it the wrong way. So if you like, when I did my big cat, which I frogged, it was like 3 times the size of the original pattern, because this one's like a 3x3 grid, and I wanted them to be the same size, but then it was just like, it was too short and like wide. So I think I used the like this hook, the 5 instead of the 3.5, so that might be my problem. But like I want to do it again with a different color anyway, 2 different colors actually, so that's fine. But yeah, it was kind of confusing because like when I would start a new, so like I'm multiplying the rows instead of just doing like 1 stitch per pixel. It's like 4, but then you have to do 4 rows of that. But then you're always on the same, like when you're starting a new color set, like what you're gonna be working on for like 3 rows after that, you're always gonna be facing the same side. And like on this one, it was like always, not this one, but like the one I frogged, it was always alternating, and it was kind of weird. Oh my gosh, I can't get into that stitch. I hate when that happens, and then I like force it in, and I just feel like so like ew. What am I, like a man trying to force my way? Oh god. Anyway, sorry, not that like all men do that, obviously. Some men are good, like cozier. I was gonna say, I've never met him, so like I don't know if I can actually say that. And then I remembered I went to a concert of his once, and then we met the opener for his, like they had a little like meet and greet between like opening and then when Hosier started, but like, so I did meet them, but I didn't meet Hosier. But they seemed cool. So yeah, good times. There wasn't like a long line to talk, like I felt bad, like not a lot of people are mean to openers, you know, like, but I mean I get it, you're paying for like one specific person, and then they bring someone you don't even know, and they're just like, anyway. Sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're not. One time I went to a concert, it was, fun, like after, like some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. After that whole thing, that album, Some Nights, they were playing in, like, near where I went to college, so I got some tickets for 4 of us, like me, my roommate, and then like 2 like her friends. So my roommate and I went to high school together, and then in 12th grade she transferred schools because she wanted to do like some like they had a better band, I think, might have been part of it, but like they also had a class that was like she thought would help her like get into the right kind of school because she wanted to be a dentist or whatever. So there's like a special class that they had that she wanted to take, so she like transferred, and then she met like a guy there, and they became friends, and then he had like another, I don't know how close they were like in high school, but like another guy that he knew, so like they were roommates, and so it was like the 4 of us would hang out together all the time, which was like horrible, and I hated all of them. Basically, not all of them. Her, like the first friend that she made was fine, but like then the guy that he brought in was like really, I thought he was like really racist and like sexist and like all that good stuff. So I was like constantly arguing with him. I remember we were sitting at In-N-Out, and like he told us his definition of racism, but he was like, I don't even want to say this because Lauren's gonna like argue with me. And I was like, I won't say anything. They're like you can all like chime in one time or whatever. And he was like, okay, fine. My definition of racism. Racism used to be, and I was like, just immediately like, so you're saying racism doesn't exist anymore? I was like, okay, Lauren's got her one chime in. And then like he kept going. I don't even remember. I was like, this is so, why does he think as a white man he gets to define like what racism is? Like, I was so mad. Anyway. Yeah, so what was I talking about? It was like the 4 of us were hanging out. Oh, we went to a concert. Yeah, we went to the fun concert, and then like the opener came on, and I was like singing along. I was like, I know this song, but like I don't know why I know it. And like I don't know if like even if I did know who it was like right away, I would have been like, maybe they're just doing like a cover of the song, like I don't know. So like a couple songs later I was like, okay, I know that one too, I know that one too. And then they played like Dark Blue, and I was like, oh, this is Jack's Mannequin. And I thought that was so funny because I had a friend in high school who like, he had a like whiteboard in his room, and it had like a heart with a JM, and it was like Jack's Mannequin. He's like, I want to go to a Jack's Mannequin concert, which like later he came out, and so it was like he probably had a crush on him and put like his name in a heart because of that or something, but he's like, yeah, I just want to go to a Jack's Mannequin concert like so bad. And so I was like, I texted him, I was like, what does the lead singer of Jack's Mannequin look like? And I was in my freshman year of college, and everyone had a smartphone except for me, basically. So like, not a good time, but like I couldn't just look it up. So I was like, hey, what does the lead singer of Jack's Mannequin look like? And he sent me a picture. I was like, oh my god, he's opening for fun right now. Are you so jealous? Like, I didn't even know he was gonna be there. And then I was like, got to rub it in my friend's face. I was like, oh my gosh. That's hilarious. And like, that was the guy that I thought was my soulmate. And like, I've told him this at this point. Like, I used to think we were soulmates because my parents are both alcoholics, and he was very adamant about never drinking or doing drugs or even like swearing, like for most of high school. And then like senior year, he went to a party and that changed. But like, yeah, for most of that time, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get married. He's my soulmate. Blah blah blah. So like, when he was like, I want to go to a Jack Skellington concert, I was like, oh my gosh. And then I like went home and like started listening to Jack Skellington. Classic. Heteronormativity. Compulsory heterosexuality. That's what I was trying to say. I always start saying the wrong word. Like, I want to, like, I say heteronormativity and like compulsory heteronormativity instead of compulsory heterosexuality. Just because I'm used to like, oh gosh, I was taking a sociology class, which is where I learned like the actual definition of racism, which is why I was like so upset about that. It's like, I actually know the definition. You're like too dumb to listen to me, like whatever. Not that like I'm saying I get to define as a white woman, but I'm saying like I knew the definition that was like created by other people. Okay, probably people of color involved at some point. I'm not sure though. Anyway, yeah, so Jack's Mannequin, got to see him open for fun. And like, I like to sing, but I'm not like a dancer. And so like when we were listening to like when the concert was going on, I was like standing there like singing along. And like, I think I'd mentioned this before, like I used to sing just like really quietly, like, or I would sing like in my room alone, and then like when my roommate would come home, I would like just immediately stop. I'd like pause my music as fast as I could and just like pretend that I wasn't just in there singing. So like, I don't know, I was kind of embarrassed to sing out loud in front of other people because like I thought I was really good in my head, but I was like, what if other people hear me and they think I'm bad? Like, you know, you see people go on American Idol and they're like, everyone, like I think I'm such a good singer, but they also say like everyone tells me I'm really good, and then they go on and they're like just terrible. And so I'm like, I'm probably not as good of a singer as I think I am, and so I'm just like not gonna sing in front of people. And then I'd go to concerts and like sing, like I felt like it was an excuse to like, not an excuse, but like a safe space to just sing louder and not have people like judging me besides myself, obviously. I am a Virgo. But yeah, like not have people like being able to distinguish my voice from anyone else's, but like I could obviously. And so it was like, I could tell if I was like singing along well or not. So yeah, it's like I was having a good time singing along. Like I'm crushing it, getting like, and you know, Fun uses a lot of auto-tune, especially on some nights, and then like I would sing along and like kind of, it's hard to like match it exactly obviously because it's auto-tune, but I was like, yeah, I was able to sing along with that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm amazing actually. So and then like one of the guys, like my roommate's friend, not the like fourth guy, he was like, oh my god, you look like you're having a terrible time, you're not dancing at all. Like you weren't moving. And I was just like, okay, my bad, sorry. Yeah, that was the whole thing too, because my roommate got sick that day, and like, yeah, she apparently was like dehydrated and like throwing up a lot, and like had to go to the hospital. And so like, but like I didn't have a car. Like we did take a car to the concert, so it's like we could have, I guess, driven to, but like I think, okay, yeah, she had like a boyfriend at the time who was like taking care of her, and like I don't know, like I feel like she probably got like mad that I didn't like skip the concert and like stay with her when she was like sick or whatever. Like I don't know, I don't really think that was like my job. You know, there wasn't much I could do at the time, and like, yeah, I couldn't drive, I didn't have a car, and like, yeah, the other people involved didn't have the idea to like, let's go check on her at the hospital anyway. And like I think she was already like getting picked up by her boyfriend, so I was like, I don't really feel like there's much I can do at this point, so I'm just gonna go to the concert because like I paid for it. And like, yeah. Oh well. And yeah, we're not friends anymore. So, oh well. I don't think we were really like that good of friends to begin with. I think I kind of like felt weird around like a lot of girls, because I was like unaware that I was gay. And so it was like, I don't know, female friendships, like being friends with other girls was just like kind of weird to me. But then like this one girl, like, it's not that we were like, I was her best friend or anything, like, for example, hi little kitty cat. There's a time we went to Las Vegas together, and then, like, I used that as evidence, like, yeah, like, we were friends, she, like, invited me to Las Vegas with her, but, like, then I remember, oh, she actually invited me last out of everything, like, I watched her ask, like, 3 other people, I think, like, in front of me, and then when all their parents said no, then she asked me, and my parents said yes, so we went. So I was like, I don't really feel like she really, like, liked me that much, but, like, I don't know, we were friends still for some reason. Yeah. What are some other things that were weird? And she was one of the only girls who would, like, still, like, talk to me after she got a boyfriend, you know, like, we would still hang out at, like, lunch or whatever, and, like, her boyfriend would be there instead of her being like, oh no, I'm gonna go hang out with my boyfriend instead. So it's like, maybe that's why, like, I don't know, I lost a lot of friends to boys to boyfriends, but, like, she was one of the only people who, like, didn't just, like, ditch me for boys. So, like, I don't know, maybe that's one of the reasons that we stayed friends so long, but, like, I don't feel like it was a good friendship. Like, looking back, like, I just, like, I don't know. It felt like she would go out of her way almost to, like, make me feel bad about myself. I don't know. And, like, one of the things, like, we were roommates in college for 2 years, and the first year was in the dorms, so we had, like, they supplied the furniture and everything, but the next year, we got an apartment off campus, and her dad's, like, super rich, and my parents aren't, and, like, they were both still drinking at the time, and so, like, we didn't really have a lot of money, and so we're spending a lot of it on alcohol, and so, like, I got a bed that year, like, from my mom's friend's son, who, like, he was doing, like, theater, like, stagecraft stuff and learning to build things, so he wanted to make his own bed, and so, like, I got his, like, old bed that he didn't want anymore, like, for free, and she went out and bought, like, a loft bed, and we were talking about it too before. I was like, I think a loft bed would be cool because you'd have, like, the bed, but you still have the desk because we're in college and we're gonna have work and stuff, and she was like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want something above my head all the time. And when I was thinking loft bed, like, the ones I was looking at were, like single, like, a single bed, and, like, just the desk under it, so it was like, there would, I guess, like, if you're sitting at the desk there would be something over your head, but, like, if you're just walking around the room then there wouldn't. But, like, then she went out and got this, like, big, like, queen size or, like, double, I don't know really bed sizes very well, but, like, double bed and then, like, desk under, and so it's like her bed is, like, taking up most of the room, and it's like she's the one who said no, we shouldn't get loft beds because there's gonna be something above our heads the whole time, and then she goes out and gets a fucking loft bed so there's something above our heads all the time, and I'm just like, this is so annoying. Like, why I don't know. And I remember when okay, if you take anything from this, let it be this. I remember when we were signing up in, like, senior year, she was like, oh, I'm going to this school, you should come too, blah blah blah, and then she was like, oh, like, we both got in, we both decided we were gonna go, and she was like, there's this roommate questionnaire thing, and it was like you could put the name of a person that you wanted to room with, or, like, you didn't have to do that, you could leave it blank and they would assign you somebody, but, like, yeah, they're like, you can put your friend's name if you're coming with a friend, and so, like, I put her name, and then something happened. I don't know what happened on her end, but she's like, oh, I accidentally, like, rejected it or something, and I was thinking, like, I shouldn't put her name again, and then she's like, she's like, just do it again. And I was like, don't do it. And I did it anyway. And then, yeah, so trust your intuition, always. Which is a lesson I keep learning because I don't trust it. And then, like, I've mentioned this before too, the guy who dumped me on Valentine's Day, like, I knew from the beginning that he didn't really like me, and like, I was telling my roommate that, and I was like, look, he posted a picture on Instagram with this other girl, like, I don't think he's into me, he could have been hanging out with us tonight, but he's like, he chose to be doing something else, like, he's like, you know, I thought about that scene of, like, from, Good Will Hunting, I think, like, I gotta go see about a girl, and I'm like, he could have, like, gone to see about a girl, like, he had plans already, but, like, could have been like, sorry fellas, I gotta go see about a girl, but he didn't. He chose to, like, stay, like, go to a party that he was already going to instead of, like, trying to get to know a girl he likes. So I'm like, he doesn't like me. And she's like, yes, he does. I guarantee you there's no significant women in his life. He's always, like, looking at his phone and laughing. And I'm like, well, he doesn't, like, text me. And she's like, well, he's, like, worried about being seen, like, on his phone at work all the time, but, like, every time I see him, like, every time you text him, like, he smiles and laughs, and, like, I've never seen him like that, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, you know what, okay, fine, you know better than I do, because like, we all worked together, but, like, they were, like, on, they worked together more than I worked with them, you know. You know what I mean, like, yeah, so they, like, talked more. She's like, he's always asking about you. I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think he likes me. And then he dumped me on Valentine's Day. Trust your intuition, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary folks and anything else. I feel like that covers everything, but I'm like, what if someone doesn't identify as, like, a lady or a gentleman or non-binary? You could be like a trash monster. I don't know. Like, I'm actually not civilized. I don't know. I don't like that word. I was trying to think of another one, but I couldn't. Like, I don't have my pinky up. I'm not fancy, you know? Yeah. That's not very ladylike. Some people might not identify as ladylike because they've been told their whole life they're not ladylike. You know, anyway. Gender's weird. Yeah, I saw a post on Pinterest. I wanted to, I've been on Pinterest a lot. It just, like, understands me, you know? Like, I've tried a lot of social media, like, recently, you know, like, Tumblr had its day, but, like, then everyone kind of stopped using it, and then it wasn't fun anymore, and then, like, I stopped using, like, Instagram and TikTok, and, like, recently I've just been like, okay, maybe I should re-download Tumblr, or, like, remake Tumblr or whatever. Like, I re-downloaded the app and, like, made a new account and stuff, and I was just, like, looking for accounts to follow, and I couldn't really, like, it just wasn't the same, couldn't find anything, and then same with, like, Blue Sky, it's not the same as Twitter, so I was, like, having a hard time, and then, like, I started going on Pinterest more, and I'm like, this is what I want. And again, as a Virgo, I love organizing, so I'll just, like, see stuff come up, I'm like, oh, this is gonna go on this board, this is gonna go on this board, this is gonna go on this board and this board, this is going on all three of these boards. Yeah, some of them have overlapping. Like, one of them's astrology, one of them's mythology. So, like, some of those kind of overlap a little bit, in some ways. Anyway. Oh gosh, I have tea. My throat's, like, hurting because I puked all night. Not all night, but it was a lot. I'm, like, just past the sweet spot where it's, like, still warm. It's, like, lukewarm. I don't want to not drink it and then have it just get colder. Chug my tea. Anyway, like, was I done telling all the stories that I started? I love when I, like, finish filming, I'm like, okay, I think I'm done, and then I upload the video, and then, like, an hour later, I'm like, oh my god, I started saying this, and then just totally forgot to finish what I was talking about. Anyway. Yeah. Does anyone else get migraines? I'm like, what is going on with those? I mean, obviously other people get migraines, but like anybody watching, anybody have any hot tips and tricks about like what to do with migraines? I guess I could try Excedrin migraine. I've never tried that. Or there's one time I was doing yoga, and it was like at a climbing gym, like a rock climbing gym, and they have yoga upstairs. And then yeah, I started getting a migraine like in the middle of yoga. Like, I mean, I had the headache already, and then like we were doing like a pose, like downward dog or whatever, and just suddenly my head was just like, ah, no. And so I just like laid down. I was like, whatever. Everyone else, it was like maybe 20 minutes in, I was laying there for a long time just like waiting for it to end, like, oh my god, I want to go home. And my dad was still there, and he like drove. I didn't want to drive, so like, and then I'd leave him there like without a ride home. So like, yeah, we finished the class, and then I was sitting there like waiting for him to stop talking. He loves talking like after things are done to everybody, and I was sitting there like with my head down on my knees like that, just like waiting. And the yoga instructor came over, just like, hey. I'm like, what do you want? I don't need this right now, leave me alone. Just like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I feel nauseous. She's like, it's okay. Like, I'm like, I said I had a headache. I don't know, like, it's fuzzy, but like, yeah, I said I had a headache. And she's like, it could be a migraine. I was like, yeah, I know it's a migraine. Like, I could have just said, like, I get migraines all the time. Like, I just said I felt nauseous instead of migraine, like, whatever. I was just annoyed at like the semantics. I'm like, shut up. Like, I know what it is. She's like, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. I'm like, I know I'm gonna be fine. It fucking hurts. I didn't say that, but like, I was like, okay. And then I was like, I can't talk to you anymore. And I just like got up in a hut. I'm like, okay, Dad, I need to leave. Can we go? Like, so like I like walked downstairs like really fast, walked outside. I was like waiting by the car. I think the door was locked. He never locks the door. I'm like, I think the door was locked this time. And I was like waiting for him, and then he comes out and he's like, oh, like one of the front desk guys like had Excedrin migraine. I'm like, how did it even get to the point where he knew I had a migraine? Like, why didn't you just walk out the door and say bye? Just leave. Oh my gosh, I have a call, and it's just like the notification doesn't go away until I get rid of it. Sorry. Don't want to get all up in your personal space like that. Anyway, yeah, I was just like, I want to go home. Like, why do you not understand that? And so like he gave me the Excedrin migraine, but I was like, I don't fucking want this. Like, so I didn't take it. Yeah, classic. Anyway, yeah, and they're just like, the migraines get so annoying. Like, it's just like, because it starts with a headache, and then I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be like a whole thing now, and it's gonna be like hours and hours of just like the headache. Like, sometimes the headache will start during the day, and just like, okay, like I spend the whole day, like if I had work or something, just like, okay, I guess I'm gonna just have a headache all day at work, and then I get home, because it's like I could call out, but like, then what, you know? Then I'm just gonna have a headache at home and just be miserable at home and like not be making any money, you know? Like, so I would just go to work, like deal with the headache, come home, and then like just lay in bed with like the lights off. Like, sometimes I would try to like play music to distract myself, and then the music is like too loud. And then, yeah, sometimes like, I don't know, somebody's car alarm starts going off, and I'm just like, I'm gonna kill myself. I can't say that on YouTube, I don't think, but like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened in the history of ever. And any light is like too bright, you know? Like, you need blackout curtains. Like, I have two windows in my room. One's back there, one's like right next to, not right next to, like on this side. Anyway, this one has a blackout curtain because the street goes that way, and like my head's there, and so if a car is coming with their lights on, like it just goes right into my eyes. And then there's another window over there, so if a car is coming this way, their lights light up my whole room sometimes, and then sometimes things reflect off, like this is like shiny, so that'll like just be a thing. So yeah, just like everything hurts, everything sucks. Like, there's all these like headache remedies. Like some people told me like drinking water, like maybe I'm dehydrated, maybe I'm not eating good enough food, so like I'll try all these things, try to take like maybe an like ibuprofen is like the only painkiller that I would have bought because it helps with period cramps supposedly, but like not really. Supposedly I watched a video today on Zhao Hongshu, which I don't think I pronounced very well, but that's okay. Little Red Book. And yeah, it was like this, well, somebody downloaded a video of this like blonde lady, like Republican, talking about like, oh, dinosaurs weren't real because like we found these bones, but like how do you know what their skin looked like? How do you know what they sounded like? And it's like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, okay, that's definitely something people have talked about, you know, like someone's like, how do we know the like T-Rexes? Because like chickens are closely related to the T-Rex. They're like, how do we know T-Rexes didn't have like feathers, you know? But like, I don't know, just to say dinosaurs weren't real is kind of strange. Although I have seen like I don't know, I don't remember, I think it was a black guy who was saying that like he didn't believe in dinosaurs. He thought like the United States government made them up because like what did we do with all the bones of like the indigenous people? And he thinks, I'm guessing like his theory is they compiled their bones into like bigger bones and then like made up, I don't know. But I'm like, I don't trust the US government, but like I don't think they did that, you know? Like I don't know. That seems a bit far-fetched, but like I don't know. Like I would say dinosaurs were probably real anyway, but she was saying supposedly a lot, supposedly, I think. So now when I say it, I see like her face in my head, supposedly. I used to see Joey Tribbiani and he's like, supposedly, did they go to the zoo? Supposedly. I'm like, that's such a Joey Tribbiani. Love it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to just like make sure it stays like straight. So yeah, since like the bottom of the pixel, like the last pixel is just white, the last row of pixels is all white, so I just get to do like 4 rows of 100 stitches of just white. So that's gonna be really easy, which is why I was like, this is gonna just be like a chill little video. I don't need to worry about like color changes or like counting or anything, which is why I did the chain before I started. So otherwise I'd be like, wait, 5, wait, no, 10. Oh god, what was I at? And like going up to 100 is just like, oh my gosh, tedious. And then if you miscount and then you have to like recount all, you're like, oh my gosh, was I at 96 or 97? Now I have to like redo the whole thing. So frustrating. Kitty, kitty. There's a bird that sounds like kitty, 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 kitty. Love it. Because I always go kitty, 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 kitty when I'm like outside. My cats are out there. I'm like kitty, 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 kitty. I feel like it's copying me, but obviously the bird was doing it first. Not like I'm copying the bird either. We're both like our own unique beings and we just happen to be similar in some ways. Anyway, yeah. I think I had another topic that I wanted to talk, I had an idea to talk about. This is one of the ones that I had, like it would pop up in my head and then I wouldn't write it down or anything and then it would just like go away and then it'd be time to record a video. I'd be like, what was that? What was one of the ideas that I was thinking about? One of them was like the idea of like being yourself, like on a date especially, because I was talking about lesbian stuff. So I was like, I could talk about dating, and there's this like sentiment that I've seen multiple times that I can't like really place off the top of my head, but like I'm like, yeah, I've definitely seen that, you know, where like somebody's like you know, like going on a date with somebody, they're like, oh god, I don't know what to do, I'm so nervous, and they're like, just be yourself, and they're like, how do you just be yourself, you know? And so I was gonna talk about that. But I think I'm gonna leave this one on migraines just so I have like some cohesion. I feel like I look at these, like my past videos, I'm like, I don't even know what I was talking about in any of these, and I didn't know what to call them, and just like, I don't want to do like a clickbaity title and like make everyone mad, you know. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna call this one migraines and leave it at that, because you know it's only 35 minutes, but I'm not feeling up to my best, you know. Is that it? That's my turning stitch. Okay. Whew. All right, we got 2% of my sun done. Okay, tune in next time to see how much more frogging I have to do before I'm done. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.